Check this out. The Apple IIGS. Doesn't look like any Apple I've ever seen. In fact, there's no sticker on this box that indicates that this is a Macintosh of any kind. It's just a big, beautiful beige box with a very colorful logo. I can see right here on the back, we got ourselves the sticker, Apple IIGS, made by Apple Computer in Cupertino, California. That's our Apple, all right. Copyright 1987. You can see here all the old connectors from the era. So anyway, now let's open it up. All right, to open up the IIGS, you got to push these tabs here. And as you do, lift up on the cover, like so. It's always a little difficult to do that, but there you have it. Now we can look on the inside here. Beautiful motherboard. I love the smell of a clean PCB. You can see here, got several chips and slots and such. Got the label right there, Apple IIGS, so that you know that this is not a DOS motherboard or something. These guys right here, these are really the core of the Apple II experience. The reason I got the Apple IIGS is because it seemed like it was the final form of the Apple II line, which was really popular in its day. They all had these slots here, which were to expand the capabilities of your computer. You could, make it faster. You could add memory. You could add all sorts of capabilities. But anyway, yeah, these slots make the Apple II line a tinkerer's computer. Apple eventually forewent the Apple II line in favor of the Macintosh, which, as we know, the Macs, they're not really tinkerer computers. They are all-in-one, accessible, plug and play, ready to go, no tinkering required. They just work. That's the whole point of the Macintosh. Hence the somewhat higher price point. And mind you, even in the day of the IIGS, it was kind of a pricey machine, as I understand it. At any rate, the Apple IIGS was actually an entirely new platform. It was different than all other Apple IIs, but because it had an emulation chip, it was backwards compatible with every other Apple II. So I kind of feel like it was the last Apple II, the last and most powerful, ultimate Apple II computer, and that's why I have chosen this one for our little demonstration here. Anyway, there is one modification I've made to this motherboard, just because the internet indicates that it's pretty much required. You don't want your internal battery to burst and leak acid all over the PCB. So I'll just show you. In order to get to it, you got to remove this power supply here. So to do that, it's actually quite easy. I love it when I don't need screwdrivers. No screwdrivers required to get in here. Just have to but pull back on this little latch here in order to take this power supply out. So I'll just wedge my finger in there and pull it out like so, and voila. And actually, now you can see the motherboard in its entirety. Look at that. Beautiful. Welcome to the shaky cam. Let's have a look at some of these chips here. Let's see. So this is the CPU, as indicated by this little indicator right here. CPU right there. Right next to it, you have this very interesting chip. I don't know what this is. I guess it says right there. It's a ROM chip. But what's interesting about it, ROM, by the way, a ROM chip, that means that it's got the built-in software. And you can see here, it says copyright Apple 78, 81, 83, 86, and 87. And you've also got a copyright for Microsoft for 77. I'm not sure what that's all about. Maybe it's because of the BASIC that's built in. What else have we got? Anything else interesting? I got here the fast RAM made by Texas Instruments. And what else? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, it's upside down here at this angle, but you can see here, that's the symbol, the AMD symbol. AMD made a chip for this. All these fancy companies making all sorts of pieces for this computer. Close-up of the expansion slots, spot for the battery. This is the modification that I made. It's, you can see here, there actually used to be a battery sort of connected to those two wires sticking out of the motherboard. But now those wires, instead of being connected directly to the battery, are connected to these alligator clips, which in turn lead to the battery over here. And that's so that the battery that was originally there wouldn't burst and leak acid all over this beautiful city of chips. This is where the barcode label goes. As you can see, I don't have a barcode label. I guess that means that this 2GS is off the grid. Got our fancy speaker there. Another chip, Apple IIGS. What else we got? Also got another Apple IIGS. I wonder if these are the emulation chips, the ones that emulate the Apple II. Oh no, actually, you know what? I seem to remember it. The Mega 2. I believe this is it. This is the emulation chip right here. And yeah, that's this has been the shaky cam tour of the interior of the Apple IIGS. Amazing. Okay, let's see if we can't get something out of this computer. Let's try to make it work. You can see here we got some holes on the back of the power supply. Those go into these plastic studs right there. I consider myself something of a plastic stud myself. Stick that right in there and then latch it right into there. Very nice. No screwdrivers. Love it. Let's also put this back on. I have found the best way is to kind of hinge it on the front. So take the front like that, sort of bring it down. And then once you're here, as usual, you got to make sure that these clips latch into these little nooks right there. Just like that. And we're going to need a keyboard as well. I think I have a keyboard around here somewhere. Apple keyboard. All right, this thing is awesome in its own right. That's lovely. Let me play you the song of my people. All right, getting a little carried away there. All right, for starters, let's put the monitor on. Oh, here it is. Ooh, she's heavy. Yeah, this guy is chunky. A little tap with the duster here. Got some stuff on that. Okay, as you can see, it's not a very big monitor. It's very heavy though. This is the Apple RGB monitor that was supposed to come with this computer. You can see the design is very similar color and everything. Knobs for changing the settings. Let's plug it in. This is a very interesting cable. It kind of looks like it's missing pins, you know, considering how wide it is. I wonder why that is. Like I said, I'm not an engineer. I'm just an enthusiast and appreciator. Let's plug it in right here. Like so. And we'll plug this in right here. Very nice. Now I'm going to scratch my eyeball real quick. Of course, we need some power. Power me up! What else do we need? We need a keyboard. I love these coiled cables. They don't make them like this anymore. Well, maybe they do, but specialty products. Got your ADB connector there. It looks like S-Video to me. That's the only other kind of connector that I know of off the top of my head that has this circular metal thing around the pins and the little plastic tab underneath. The ADB connector, this is the first computer to use it. It stands for Apple Desktop Bus. Some of the early Macintoshes also used it. It was kind of like a proprietary connector. But anyway, oh, let me turn that around there. Plug that right into there. Plug this right into there. Get in there. Okay. The all-important power. Let's plug that in right there. All right. I think we're ready to turn this baby on. There's a little splotch on this monitor. There you go. Good as new. Don't worry, I won't let the splashes get you. We're gonna edit this out, right? And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, the power on. As you remember, the switch is actually on the back where the power supply is. So to turn on the Apple IIGS, you actually have to be a little tender with it, convince it to turn on by giving it a hug, and then flicking the switch. Are you ready for this? Listen to the sounds that it makes. Beautiful. One of my favorite things is CRT monitors. Listen to the sound it makes when you push the button. All that ruckus just to turn on. Check this out. Whoa. Sends shivers down my spine. This thing has such a strong magnetic or electromagnetic field that it makes your hair stand on end. You can literally feel the presence of a CRT. If you're on the younger end, you can actually hear the presence of a CRT as well, though once you pass a certain age, generally people lose the ability to hear in the range that CRTs are constantly screeching at. Anyway, now that we've got this monitor connected, let's bring up a post screen. Awesome. Check startup device. Startup device? Do I have one of those? Pickle says to like and subscribe. Yes, Mr. Bond. I expect you to like and subscribe. You gotta look up at the camera though. He wants to eat the apple that's moving on the screen. Or maybe he's afraid of it.